What if a simple toy, bought with the best of intentions, turned into something dark? What if it watched you when you weren't looking? This is the story of the doll that refused to stay still. Mama F always believed that every child deserved a toy. So when she spotted a delicate porcelain doll at the market, she purchased it for her daughter, F, without hesitation. The doll had strikingly round eyes that seemed to shimmer unnaturally, golden curls that framed its pale face, and a tiny red mouth frozen in a perpetual smile. Its blue dress with white lace was pristine, as though it had never been touched. The seller, an old man with deeply lined skin, handed it over with an expression that unsettled her. "She is special," he said slowly, his voice almost a whisper. "Treat her well." Mama F frowned but dismissed the unease. It was just a doll, what harm could it possibly bring? That night, F cradled the doll and gave it a name, Amora. She placed it on a small chair beside her bed. And that was when everything changed. By the second night, F started feeling uneasy. She would jolt awake in the darkness, her heartbeat hammering, her skin clammy with sweat. It felt as if unseen eyes were locked onto her. Each time she turned toward the chair, Amora sat exactly where she had left her, but somehow, her head was slightly tilted. One morning, F found the doll lying on the floor. It was positioned directly facing her bed. "Mama, did you move my doll?" she asked. Mama F barely glanced at it. Maybe she fell. That night, as sleep hovered over F, a sound slithered into her ears. A whisper. Soft. Slow. F. F. A paralyzing cold washed over her. She turned toward the chair. Amora was still there, unmoving. But her smile was wider. F squeezed her eyes shut and pulled the blanket over her head. As days passed, the occurrences grew worse. "Sometimes, Mama, I put her on the shelf." "I did." Mama F's face darkened with worry. The next morning, Mama F stormed back to the market, Amora clutched tightly in her hands. "My daughter is terrified of this doll," she snapped. "She says it moves." The old man paled. His knotted fingers trembled. "You should never have taken her." Mama F's throat tightened. "What do you mean?" The old man exhaled, his voice barely above a whisper. "She belonged to a little girl, a girl who vanished without a trace. Some say her spirit still lingers." A chill slithered down Mama F's spine. "Then why did you sell it?" The seller's eyes glistened with something close to guilt. "I needed to get rid of it." Mama F didn't wait to hear more. She dropped the doll onto his stall and rushed home. That night, for the first time in days, F slept peacefully. Until she woke up. And screamed. Amora was sitting on the chair beside her bed. Mama F's hands shook as she picked up Amora and threw it into the trash bin, slamming the lid shut. The next morning, the doll was back, sitting on the chair. No one knew how it got there. Mama F tried everything. She burned the doll in the backyard. That night, F woke up to the smell of burning fabric. Her eyes widened in horror. Amora sat on the chair, her dress still smoldering, her eyes staring. Mama F buried the doll in the forest. That night, F heard soft whispers from under her bed. She peeked down. Amora was there, smiling. Desperate, Mama F sought help from a man of God. Pastor Chuck arrived, his hands firm around his Bible and a bottle of anointing oil. "This is no ordinary doll," he muttered. "Something is inside it." The family gathered in the living room. As he prayed, the air thickened. The room grew ice cold. The lights flickered violently. Then, a loud crash echoed from F's bedroom. They ran inside. The chair had toppled over. The doll's smile was gone. Her eyes were no longer empty, they swirled with something dark. Pastor Chuck poured anointing oil over it. A high-pitched, inhuman scream tore through the house. The doll shook violently. Its dress erupted into unnatural flames. As it burned, a whisper hissed through the air. I just wanted to play. Then it was gone. The air became lighter. The house felt free. Amora was no more. Many believe dolls are just innocent toys. But history whispers of eerie stories, tales of dolls that move, whisper, and watch. Some children grow unnervingly attached to them. Some say dolls remember their owners. And some, they never let go. Before you bring one home, ask yourself, what if it's more than just a toy?